Hey guys, it's Ping with Vital MX. Thanks for clicking on. Hey, we're here at Glen Helen Raceway today riding the 2022 Yamaha YZ250F. And a few changes to this thing this year, not a ton, but there are some. Let's walk through them here. Basically, a lot of it is with the rear wheel, lighter hub, sprocket, and chain, and a different lacing pattern on that wheel. It's a 3-cross spoke lacing pattern as opposed to a 2-lace last year. And the whole setup there is supposed to be more rigidity, but it actually translates to more comfort to the rider, is what they said. So the hub, the sprocket, and the chain are all lighter, but actually more durability out of this chain apparently. So a little bit less weight, a little more reliability, a little bit more comfort is what they did there in the rear end. It's a 2.15 wide rim from a 1.85 last year. So similar to the 450 there. They went to a Dunlop tire, the MX-33's front and rear, which is another change. And the wheel's a 110 instead of a 100. It's a pretty big change. That wider rim just gonna give you a little bit bigger footprint on the ground, better traction when it's slick or limited traction. The argument there is that bigger rim will kind of put a little more drag on the motor, but the Yamaha being as quick as it is, most race teams run that wheel. So I think they've kind of just gotten comfortable with the fact that the grip is worth losing that little bit of extra acceleration that you get with a slightly smaller rim. There are also suspension setting adjustments front and rear, just meant to, they increase some low speed damping and just clicker your shim stack settings in the fork and shock. Just aimed at trying to fine tune the thing. Other than that, nothing new. You know, it's some sharpened up graphics and the same great motorcycle they produced last year that's been pretty much kicking butt, whether it's amateur racing, pro racing, at any level. So on the track, the changes that they made this year are pretty subtle. The track was hammered today at Glen Helen. We got here late in the day and there's not a good line on this track. I mean, it was rough and sharp edges and slick. So pretty tough to get a feel for subtle changes to a motorcycle. Obviously, I'm not gonna feel the changes in that rear end on a day like today. The suspension, to me, this YZ250F suspension's always worked really well. The KYB stuff it just works great. And so, again, I would say the action today still feels very good, very much like a Yamaha, but man, it's tough to be able to say that the slight stack change they made from last year is better or worse. I'd have to go back to back, to be honest with you. And this track is so hammered today, nothing's feeling great. It's just the way it is. But overall impression of the bike is great motor. And we had a stock map in there and we also had an over rev map. I kind of like the over rev map because it seemed a little bit smoother through that transition from bottom to mid when the power starts coming on. And then it revs a little longer, which just gives you a broader range of power to work from and a nice mellow application as it comes on. But it's a comfortable bike. The suspension works great, the motor pulls great. Like I said, this thing has pretty much crushed the shootouts the last half a dozen years, and it's won pretty much every championship it's attempted to win. I mean, they're killing it with this motorcycle, and there's a reason. It's a great bike all the way around. So I don't know that you'll notice these changes a ton, but it does drop the weight a little bit, which is what they're all trying to do, and it does increase reliability. So it's a win all the way around. Awesome motorcycle on the track, super fun. One thing about it, it's very, very light and playful feeling. So whether you need to change directions quickly in a corner or you're in the air and just want to sort of adjust the attitude of it, it does it very easily. It doesn't ever feel like it's getting out of control or kind of stepping out on you unpredictably. It's a really fun bike to ride because you feel like you're in control of it. That's my sort of initial impression after sort of just jumping on it and riding it. So thanks to Yamaha for having us out. If you guys are looking for these, they're in your dealerships now at Yamaha. Also be sure to look at the demo ride setups they have. Those Jason Rain schools go around the country. You can ride all their bikes, which is a super cool opportunity if you aren't sure which model you want to get. They also have the bLUcRU program. They've got Yamalube, all kinds of stuff Yamaha offers. Check it out because it definitely makes buying a Yamaha look even better if that's what you're considering. So check them out at your local Yamaha dealer. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for our 250F shootout coming up in the not too distant future. See you then.